What is going on, everyone? This is Sulky, and today I want to talk about the lovely Brewster, our favorite pigeon who has somehow been left behind in all of these Animal Crossing New Horizons updates. Or has he? Now, before we get started, I just want to say I stream on Twitch every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, so if you want to come and hang out and maybe discuss Brewster with me, go ahead and give me a follow on there, link in the description below. Now, let's get started. So for those of you who click this video and have no idea who Brewster is, let's do a rundown. So first of all, this is Brewster right here, and he is a lovely pigeon who owns the Roost, which is a coffee shop, and you could get this coffee shop as a literal building in New Leaf. And when you went there, you could sometimes see your villagers hanging out, enjoying a nice cup of coffee, relaxing music playing like what you hear right now. It was all so lovely. And you can stay and enjoy a cup of coffee there, or you can take a cup of coffee to go, and you would walk around your island with a little coffee cup in hand. It was very, very cute. And on top of that, you could also work for Brewster. And it was this fun little mini game where your villagers would come in and order a cup of coffee, and you would have to guess what kind of coffee they would want, how many sugars, milk, what type, all that good stuff. So it was just a fun little mini game. But really deep down, it was just a very, very relaxing and chill and cute feature of the game. Now, we have had no word about Brewster for this fall update. We obviously all know that Jack is about to make an appearance for the month of October to celebrate Halloween with us on the 31st. We know about that. We also got pumpkins added to the game that we could literally grow, which was a huge shock to me and many others because I had never seen something like that happen in Animal Crossing. And in addition to that, we got teased for the end of November update, which will include Franklin, who sort of does like a Thanksgiving themed event with you on your island, aka the Harvest Festival. And then we also saw Jingle the reindeer, who will probably make their appearance in December to celebrate the holidays. Now, Animal Crossing has a ton in store for the next couple of months, right? We got October, November, and December covered, lots going on. So I don't know if it necessarily makes sense for them to also just slip in another huge update, because let's talk about it, right? As of right now in the game, we have had no additional buildings to put in our island. We have the Able Sisters, Nook's Cranny, and the museum. Now, besides Nook's Cranny getting the general sizing update when you progress in the game, we also had the museum expansion when Red came with the update, but nothing has literally changed with our buildings at all. So for Brewster to come in randomly now as like a surprise, it just seems highly unlikely. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, but growing your own pumpkin patch seemed really unlikely, and here we are. So it's a little difficult. I know a lot of people have talked about Brewster becoming an expansion of the museum, and there's a little coffee shop inside the museum. Maybe it wouldn't change the museum's general appearance or anything like that, and they would be able to just slip in another shop. Now, that could be very likely, and I think that it would make more sense for something like that to happen if they were going to just miraculously slip Brewster in the fall update and surprise all of us. But at the same time, I'm really hoping that they don't actually do something like that, because I would love to see the return of the Roost and have a legitimate coffee shop building in the game. And that way we could do that mini game and see our villagers hanging out in the coffee shop enjoying a hot beverage. I think that that would be super, super cute. It's very hard to figure out what Nintendo wants to do with Brewster. But the reason I even made this video is because it is fall right now. And what better time to bring coffee to the game than with the leaves changing and it getting colder outside, right? And I mean, not for anything, but it also just happens to be International Coffee Day at the end of September. So I think first what I want to talk about is the fact that it's International Coffee Day on Tuesday, September 29th. Now, if they're gonna slip in some epic update the day before the big Halloween update comes around, that would be really mind-blowing. Again, I think highly unlikely, but it would be really cool and epic of Nintendo to recognize this day and bring us that boy. I don't know, I don't think that that's the case. I think we're running out of time here, to be honest, because the end of September is approaching rapidly, and I think that they would tease something like that. But I do want to bring this to your attention, because this is, I think, the best piece of evidence we have for the return of Brewster here. So let's go over this photo right here. We have Timmy and Tommy hanging out, waving the little flag, and it says the first day of fall. And this is a little advertisement on the Nintendo Switch for the new Animal Crossing update. And I just want to bring your attention to the text that is underneath this photo. The leaves are changing, wardrobes are getting cozier, and beverages are getting warmer. Welcome to the first day of fall. This is very intentional text right here, right? We know that the leaves are changing. That is literally something in the game, that the leaves change colors, as well as wardrobes getting cozier, obviously a reference to the Able sisters there. So this last part, beverages are getting warmer. Why would they include that in there? They already mentioned 2 things that are facts about the game, and then they randomly said that. There could have been other things that they decided to reference that happened in the fall, right? So the fact that they decided to say beverages are getting warmer is very, very interesting to me. Now, I don't know about all of you, but I don't think that there are any beverages in the game right now. You know, besides the little smoothies that your villagers hold in their hands when they're hanging out, I can't really think of anything else. So it's just a really interesting thing for them to talk about. And you know, Nintendo is full of surprises. They really are. It would be so epic and I think much needed for this game to get such a cool and surprising update. So I'm kind of conflicted here because this obviously is a reference to the first day of fall, and what I'm about to say doesn't necessarily fit in with the first day of fall, but definitely just fall in general. So we're going to be busy with Jack and our pumpkin patches and getting all of those cool new DIYs and then celebrating Halloween. But the end of the trailer did say that it wasn't until the end of November that we were getting another update. And what I think that they're talking about is obviously the Harvest Festival event with Franklin, which is supposed to mimic Thanksgiving in a way, which happens the last Thursday in November. So I'm assuming that that's what they were mentioning there. But we do have this 3-week gap from Halloween to the Harvest Festival that they could potentially fill with a Brewster update. Now, I don't know. I mean, it's a very conflicting thing because I do want to be very conscious of the fact that they're saying the first day of fall. And I also want to be conscious of the fact that they have not hinted at Brewster other than this one little piece of text right here. So it's really hard to gauge what Nintendo is going to do about it. But before I end this video and wrap up and all of that good stuff, I just want to say that I do think that now is the time to release something like that. There's no better season to do it than fall. It's the perfect time to have a hot beverage and walk around your town and hang out. So now I'm curious, what do all of you think about this? What do you make of the first day of fall teaser right there? What do you make of the fact that we have all of these other events going on? What do you make of the fact that International Coffee Day is right around the corner? There's so many things to weigh and consider here when it comes to figuring out if Brewster is finally going to bless us in New Horizons. But let me know down below and be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate that. Until next time, everyone.